Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Ed's Gunsmithing's videos. I have a retail customer that buys used firearms, and he bought a Rasheed that was thoroughly caked, well still is, thoroughly caked with the Gunsmithing. So I had to take it all apart to get it. Well, it's not completely apart yet, but it is just caked. The action would barely move, so I've had to take it apart. I'm going to wash it first to get most of the Gunsmithing off. I'm going to use boiled water because Gunsmithing melts at about 150 to 180 degrees. So if I can get this water at that temperature or above, I'm going to get most of that gunk out of there. I'll have to brush it and all that, but I will show you later how to actually take this rifle apart if you have to. I'll tell you little quirks about that too later. Hi YouTubers, thanks for tuning in to Ed's Gunsmithing. Today I'm going to show a video about how to take a Rasheed apart, how to field strip it. I'm going to go through a little bit more than field stripping, but this will probably be basically field stripping, how to take care of everything. For some of you that may want to take this front bayonet off. Whoa. To do that, the easy way is to hold it down. Kind of hold it like this with one hand while you, well, forgive me, while you take that screw out right there, because basically there's a big spring under here. You want to keep it under control. Take the screw out and that just falls right out. I did this to my SKS because that thing is so front heavy. Because of it, it made a huge difference. This one I just cleaned up. If you saw one of my earlier videos, I think I'm going to put it on the beginning of this, or maybe a separate video of how to get the Gunsmithing off. Take it off, boom. Got the large spring, the bayonet. There is a thicker tang on one side than the other, so when you fold it up, the thinner side goes up. To start with field stripping, I like to start with this out here. This gives you access to the gas tube if you have to take it off to clean it. I'm going to just show you what it looks like. I'm not going to go that far. It's not exactly quick. Basically there's a tube that screws into the front gas block, and then there's a lock nut that locks it all together. Pull that off, pull this up and forward. Right there's your adjustable gas block. I don't know if that's going to show up, but right there is the lock nut, and then this tube just screws into the gas block. For my sanity, I'm going to put that back on real fast. Same as you take it off. Just put these in finger tight. Well, not even finger tight. To field strip it, this is the part that I couldn't figure out, and it really didn't make sense to me online until I read it a second time. But back here, this is your safety. To the right, it's unsafe. To the left, boom. To field strip it, pull that cover forward just a little like that. Whoop. Sorry about that. pull the cover forward just a little bit. Take that safety, put it in the middle, and that pulls right out. There's just a little, I don't know what you'd say, some kind of a, it's a trigger block is what it winds up being. Over expensive, over engineered safety block. And then all you do is pull the hood back. So you've got two pieces, a two-piece spring set. I guess you could almost say it's a three-piece, because this is a dual spring here with a guide in the middle. Then you've got your main spring there, and those go on to the follower right down there. In the back there is a set spring, or a set screw that tightens it down. When I try to turn it, all it does is turn the rod, so I gave up. Not broken, don't screw with it. Then for the rest, all I have to do is pull it back. And there it is. Here's the bolt and the bolt carrier. Just slide it forward, tip the back up, and come on. There it comes apart. You got to twist it a little. Only my second time tearing this thing apart. And you do the same, just put it back together. Word of note, inside the front of the bolt carrier, it was just so full of carbon. Clean that out thoroughly. And for some reason, where the springs went, that was full of carbon too. Make sure you just get everything clean. And as far as oiling, you know, if it moves against something else, oil it. Set that aside. If you want to remove the bolt, the charging handle, it's a free float handle. All it does is pull the bolt back. It won't push the bolt forward. There is a tiny, let's see if I can even show you. Oh, there it is. Right there. That is spring loaded. I'm gonna push it in. I'll push it all the way back first. Push it all the way in. I had to use, yep, I'll have to use it again. Have to use a dental pick. Push it in far enough so it'll release. And actually, I can get it in there. There we go. And it is captured. This one is captured. Hopefully yours is too. If not, that's going to be a bear to have to push back in and get lined up. If you notice, it's spring loaded. Put it back together. Line it up. And push it in until together. You can slide it to get forward now. This is easy access to get to everything to clean it. Always, if you can, clean your rifles from, well, any firearm, clean from the breech. That way you don't screw up the muzzle. And if you have a follower or a guide, use it. To go any further as far as tearing it down, the screws down here have a keeper. Now, two things: you can break the keepers and take the bolts out and do more cleaning, like I had to do on this one because it was just nasty. Or if you're lucky enough, you can actually refurbish them and get them to go back and look like new. And of course, use the right size screwdriver, right size width, and the right thickness for all your screws, whether it's a slotted or a Phillips. So going back together, first put it in the slot. You're going to push the bolt forward. It helps me to push the hammer down a little. It goes right in. And again, you can take the hood, line the slot up here in the back, get the spring in there. I find it helpful to use both hands. Use that hand like that. Make sure you get the safety assembly back in the middle, and it will fall right in. Function check. Something I forgot to remind everybody: whenever you pick up a firearm, check to make sure it's empty. I don't care if you got a gun show at the gun dealer, at the range. Pick it up, check it. There was an incident I saw on YouTube, a cop at a gun store trying out a pistol. Neither the guy pulling it out of the cabinet checked, see if it was empty, and the cop didn't either. And the moron, he was a moron, a cop, pulls the pistol out and he decides to put his finger over the muzzle and pull the trigger. Blew his finger off. Idiot. So, my little rant, sorry. Make sure your firearms are always unloaded before you start doing anything. You touch it. Second thing you do, after you touch it, check the chamber, see if it's empty. If it's not empty, either put it back down or make it clear. You guys have any questions? Leave a comment, email me. Thanks.